Hello lazy people, today's topic will be React Lazy Load and Suspense and how we can use them in order to make our React app more performant and how we can reduce the final bundle size. I will start with create React app template project, and this is how it looks right now, and I will be using Visual Studio Code, and here is the code that we get from the CLI. I will replace this part of the template with the button, which will have the text what day is today. So the user will be able to click on this button and the current day should be shown. Let's see if I'm doing the right thing in the browser. So we have this button, and down below I will have the heading element, which will display the current day. So let's say that today is Monday, and the Monday will be displayed when user clicks on this button. But that part will be implemented later. So in order to display the correct day, I will use the library called datefns. The goal of using this library is to show you how you can lazy load the component and the library all together after user's interaction with the app, which is in this case clicking on the button. I will use yarn in order to add datefns, and now we are ready to use it. I will import it into the app component and display the proper day. So we can use just the basic example shown on the website. We can use the format method. And now I will import the format. And if I go back to the first tab, I will see that today is really a Monday, which is my favorite day, of course. Now let's add the interaction with the button, and the first thing will be the state that we will use to toggle the heading, which will display the day, and I will call it show today's day. And on the click event, I will set it to the opposite value of the current state, so it will basically show and hide the day. Let's see it in the browser. If we click on the button, we don't see anything. Oh, I forgot to add exclamation mark in front of the show today's day, and now it works perfectly. Now we have a situation where we don't really need the day heading because it's not displayed by default, but we do import datefns, and basically that increases our bundle size. Datefns is a tiny library, but in reality it can be a much bigger module, so you could make your app load faster by not loading the code that is unnecessary at the moment. And in order to achieve that, we will use lazy loading. First, I will create a component that I want to lazy load, and this component will wrap the heading that will display the day and the datefns library. And the name of the component will be today's day. So it should return the heading element, which I will copy from the app component. And I will also need to import the format method. And now I will export this component. And now it can be used in the app component. And the format from datefns can be removed. Now, instead of using regular import, we could use the method from React called lazy, which will return a promise which will be fulfilled when the module is loaded. And I will store that value inside of the today's day variable, which will act as a regular component. We should also pass the callback function, which will trigger the import. Let's check the browser and see what we get. We get an error which says that the component is suspended while responding to synchronous input. And in order to fix that, we should use suspense component with a fallback property. Now I will wrap the component with React suspense. And as I mentioned, we will have the fallback property, which could be either a component or the text. So I will just display loading while the component is being loaded. And if I press the button, it's still Monday. If you check the network tab in the browser, you will see that additional requests are made in order to get these JavaScript chunks, which means that the code is split and that the initial bundle size is reduced. You could also revert the changes and go back to the regular import and compare the results in the network tab. I forgot to add the condition for showing the day. And now if you see, the bundle size is 380 kilobytes. And with the lazy loaded component, it was only 300 bytes. And if you missed the fallback with the loading text, you can go to the network tab and choose the slow 3G network. And when you press the button, the loading will be displayed. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you will have an amazing Monday. And if you find this video useful, subscribe to my channel.